Yeah. I know.
Is that as close as he wants you?
Yep.
Oh, here comes Big Mama. Which way is she gonna go? No, she's gonna go the other way.
So, some important messaging from Cobra today around judgment and expectation of people and how they're people or horses and how they're supposed to be behaving and being nice and being kind and being gentle. And some of the processing work that we've been doing with Cobra with his abuse and trauma, it's like we have this idea that once he was soft and sweet, that then he was healed and done. But then we kept getting this interesting prickly energy. And then Jeannie can tell you her messaging, but my messaging was from him was, hey, why are you judging me? I don't appreciate that. You know, I'm feeling that you're having this energy of judgment around me not being in that space of softness and gentleness and kindness. And maybe this is how I am. And maybe you need to love and accept me in this way and accept and move into trust, even with unexpectedness in my behavior, even with irritability that might come up in my behavior, even if I'm not wanting you to be close to me and touch me now, even after you've helped me with the healing, that's okay, right? And this is just who he is and where he is right now. And that it's important that we're okay with that, especially if we're coming here. I'm really feeling now like it's, especially if you're coming here and being in this energy space with him, for me to not be holding an energy of judgment or expectation around how he needs to be in order for me to feel comfortable, right?
That was so fascinating.
That was amazing.
So
I loved it.
Yeah, Zeta was nursing.
Uh-huh.
You would think, she's breastfeeding. Why do you have to move her? Why do you have to move her right now? Like, why can't you wait 3 minutes? She'll be done. So that's a direct message from him about who he is and who he wants to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to lock him into it. Before we started this healing process with him, he was Uncle Cobra. He was the kindest, softest place for the babies. He was, you know, that kindly uncle that you could do anything with, and he would do anything for you. And he just showed us right there. That was really, normally the horses don't move each other when they're nursing. Unless there's a good reason, and that, to our minds, there didn't seem to be a good reason. So he was either doing that for the video to show us, which is my sense, because he was just fine with them there for quite a while before.
He wants to be in the video himself.
Yeah, he wanted like a demonstration of his different space that he's holding now, and this is how he's being now, and maybe this is how he's going to be forever, or for a few weeks, or a few months, or for a year or two. Or the point is that to not judge him. And what I was doing was, okay, well, we'll know when he's healed, and we'll know when he's done processing, because he'll become, you know, lovely and soft and kind. And that's how we'll know that we're done with his anger. And today, you know, the message that I got from him was, yo, maybe this is my real self. Maybe that kind, soft Cobra was the result of the abuse, was the result of the oppression that I experienced. And it's not actually who I am. What if who I am is spicy and hot and a little bit hard ass? You know, what if this is my real self and I'm finally there? So I am healed.
Yeah.
Because this is where I was before, and this is who I really am.
Yeah.
And we don't know that, because we don't know him from before his trauma. And also, people change. We all change all the time. We change with the seasons. We change as we age. We change with hormones. We change with life. And so I think what the horses are saying is, you know, what Cobra is saying is, don't lock me in.
So
So I want to know, Cobra, if you have anything to say about your name. So he said, tell the story first. So after he connected with Gulise and he willingly walked into the catch pen with her from the wild range, she had a dream. And she knew that he could only stay in there for, you know, just a couple of days, and then she had to get him out. She had to move him to his home. So she knew that. And she had a dream that night where she was bit on the neck by a cobra. And the message of the snake to her was to speak her truth. So the first part of speaking your truth is knowing your truth. And so Cobra's giving me ideas now, so I'm just going to speak them out. So most of us do not even know what our truth is. And one of the reasons we don't know is because we don't give ourselves permission to have free thoughts and free feelings. Even when we're completely alone, we have an internal censor of, oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't think that. I can't feel that, because that wouldn't be nice, or that would hurt someone else, or that would make me a bad person. Oh, that would make me a bad mom. That would make me a bad wife, spouse, partner. That would make me a bad person. So step one of speaking your truth is giving yourself permission to feel and hear your own truth. And Cobra said this is part of the energy that he holds. This is part of his message and his gift. And the truth is not always love and rainbows. The truth is not always pretty and sweet. And the truth is not always things that people want to hear. Why are we so afraid of the yang of life? The darkness and light. Why do we only seek to go into the light and explore the light, and we are completely unwilling to recognize or accept that the yang, the dark, the night, the stars are equally part of our universe. And we need them. We need our darkness. We need our yang energy. We need to be fierce sometimes. We need to set boundaries sometimes. Okay. And there he's showing you. So feel into your interpretation of what you just saw with Cobra and Macaw. And I'm purposely not giving up my space here because I want this dynamic to be entirely about them, and I don't want it to be affected by my movement. So what did you feel when Macaw came up and asked to share at this big 4x4 foot feeder, and Cobra did what? And Macaw's response was what? And even now, as they are sharing and they're eating together, how's the energy between them? Is Cobra still holding any kind of a boundary? Is Cobra still asserting any kind of an energetic line between him and Makamate? And how does Maka feel about that? Does he feel offended by Cobra pinning his ears and driving him away? Did he feel offended by Cobra asking to pull back and give him space? So I'm going back to the topic of what Cobra thinks about his name. Oh, I didn't finish the story. That's right, Cobra. So when Gulas told me this dream, I went to look up pictures of snakes. And lo and behold, his coloring is exactly the same as the king cobra in Thailand. And so I brought the name to him and to Gulas, and Gulas instantly said, yes, that's his name. And I hadn't met Cobra personally at that point. So I had a connection with him, and he came to me in a meditation. But I normally like to meet the horse in person before we talk about what their name is or what name they want. But when I met him, he was indeed like a king, because he instantly started a bromance with Montaro, and he was out with the herd within 20 minutes. And him and Montaro were nuzzling and snuggling, and we thought, is Montaro going to hand over the kingship of this herd to Cobra? And I believe that was a possibility. And I believe if Montaro said, yes, I'm tired, I've been doing this since I was 2 years old, I never had a childhood, I'd like a break, that Cobra would have taken it. But that's not what happened. Instead, Montaro rose. And maybe part of the reason he was able to rise was because he had a second very wise, experienced king who had his back. Oh, and so Cobra's saying, and that takes fierceness. That doesn't take soppy softness and love, although of course there are times where we are loving and caring, but the king role involves a lot of boundary setting. And there's a type of fierce energy and a type of super strong, it must be energy involved in setting a boundary. It's a yang energy, it's not a yin energy. And so I believe Cobra's calling to everyone to re-examine their perceptions and their judgments. Can you give me some?
Is he just...
He was actually playing with the water in his mouth. He was swishing it around.
Oh.
And that's why I was like, do you want to give me some? I thought he might let it go out into my palm. No, hey?
He's playing with it. So my feeling was that when I first checked in with him, when I first got here, he was feeling so good about all the healing that has come from his videos and how it's brought him a lot of joy to feel that, you know? Feel all the people checking in with him and all the love they're sending him. Just like, oh, his heart center is so expanded, and so
he's going down to roll.
Oh, I want to see. Yes. Yeah, so that's what I felt. I don't know what you got when you checked in with him, but it was just kind of this beautiful openness. It was mostly that energy of like, just, he's been feeling so much love coming at him, and it's just creating such a loving feeling inside of him. I felt no energy from him today, like what we had felt previously, kind of like nipping. Nope. He was totally sweet. I even sat on the slow feeder with him while he was eating, which he hadn't been letting me do that for ages. He would always chase me away, and he like nibbled my feet a little bit. Yeah. So that's what I heard. you.